Now Adobe Lightroom is on fire. You see, every time they drop a new update, they not only come up with a new feature, but they actually change the whole editing forever. And this is exactly what they did with the April 2025 update. You see, they came up with a new select landscape feature which completely changes masking, but it also makes photo editing ridiculously easy. So in this video we will see what the new select landscape feature is, how it works, how does it change masking forever, and why the photo editing process becomes so much easier with it. Now masking tool allows you to identify and select various areas of a photo and then make changes to those areas so that they can stand out. But masking can be a real pain in the ass if you are selecting complex elements in a photo. So for example, this is a photo that I took in Amsterdam last year. And let's say I want to select the street here. So usually I'll create a new mask and select brush. Now as I start brushing over the street, I will have to brush really carefully if I want to select the complete street while avoiding the people on it. And this is difficult. I will have to take a long time to do this, and this is not a good option. But now the select landscape feature has changed everything. So when you do select landscape on a photo, it basically runs AI in the background and tries to identify different elements in the photo like architecture, vegetation, sky, natural ground, artificial ground, water, and it also comes with different elements time to time, right, as the AI starts getting updated more and more. So if I go back, remove this mask and create a new mask with select landscape feature, you will see that it's detecting different features in the photo. So for example, I can choose sky, architecture, vegetation and artificial ground. And now as I select artificial ground, you can see that it has actually done a really good job in selecting the street here. Let's take another example. Now this photo is from Malaga this year, which is a beautiful place. So if I go ahead, select mask and run landscape on this photo, you will see that it has given me 6 options or elements to choose from, which is sky, mountains, architecture, vegetation, water and natural ground. Now this is quite cool because this feature can actually make a distinction between natural ground and artificial ground. So in this photo it has categorized the beach here as natural ground, but in the previous photo the street was categorized as artificial ground. Let's take another example. So this again is a photo from Malaga this year, and if I run the landscape feature on this, it has been able to identify sky, architecture, vegetation and artificial ground as the elements to choose from. Notice that it hasn't been able to identify and find natural ground in this photo, which we can also verify. So the AI behind this landscape feature does a really good job in identifying elements in a photo. But does it actually do a good job in selecting those features? Let's take a more complex example. So in this photo, let's say I want to select all the vegetation or trees here, right? Because I want to make them stand out. So I will go ahead and select landscape. And if I go to vegetation, you can see that it has done an excellent job in selecting only the greens or trees in this photo, right? All the vegetation has been selected, but you can see that even here in this part or corner of the photo, it has able to avoid choosing the parts of the beach and architecture and other elements. But as with other AI tools, this feature also makes some mistakes. So in my observation, if your photo has a longer depth of field with a lot of elements in between and the scene is quite busy, then the select landscape feature certainly makes some mistakes. So for example, if we go back to this photo again, we can see that it has a longer depth of field and the right part of this photo is very busy with a lot of elements in between. So if I run the landscape feature again on this photo, you can see that if I select natural ground, it selects some parts of the vegetation and some parts of the stair here as well, right? And we can agree that stairs are not natural ground, these are man-made or artificial ground. Let's take another example. This photo again has a longer depth of field with very busy scene. If I run the landscape feature on this, it fades entirely to select street here, which can count as artificial ground. But these are only minor mistakes. All in all, I tested this select landscape feature over 20 different photos with various degrees of complications, right from landscape to portrait photos and street photos as well, and it never disappointed me. I can definitely say that my editing process has now got way more easier and much faster. But the best part is you can use the new select landscape masking feature on JPEGs as well as on RAW file formats. So it doesn't matter which file format you are using. Now to use this new select landscape feature, you will have to update your Lightroom Classic to version 14.3 or your Lightroom app to version 8.3, because these are the new update versions from April 2025. Right, so that was all about the new select landscape feature in Adobe Lightroom and Lightroom Classic. Didn't I say that it will change editing forever? You see, Adobe Lightroom is now making this a habit of just changing editing processes and making it way more easier with every update. What do you think about this feature? Will you use it, and do you think it will make your masking process easier or editing process way more faster? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. I had a lot of fun making this video and testing this new feature. I hope you did too. I hope you had a great time and you keep enjoying photography. I will see you in the next one.